I'm Tom Glazer. I am president and owner of Graphic Image GiGi New York. My father, Bennett Glazer, started the business in 1977. He was a freelance graphic artist who had been doing deluxe bookbinding for the Franklin Library, and he had also been working for Brooks Brothers, making their private label diary. And he went on his own in 1977, introducing the book to the first two customers, Bergdorf Goodman and Gumps of San Francisco. I joined the company in 1980, and my first responsibility was definitely sales. There were none. Right? So I spent the lion's share of my time for the first 5 years finding customers, developing business, and that later developed into this. We are in the outlet store for Graphic Image in Melville, New York. Melville is located on Long Island, right about the middle of the island, maybe an hour out of New York City. The outlet store was started 5 years ago, and it's located in the corner of the factory. It's a place to sell product that is perfectly good, but we can't send to the stores, to a laboratory for our retail business and being in touch with the consumer direct face-to-face. We range from having about 125 to 200 employees, depending on the time of year. The calendar business is both what we were founded on and built on, and to this day it's our number one product. And everything we do going forward still is the result of that business. We did not expect the calendar business to be as strong as it is here in 2013, and we are very happily surprised. The business did operate out of my parents' house in the early years, and it took over the house. We developed our first outside space as I joined the company in 1980, and we proceeded to move about 5 times in 7 years. In the very early years, the customers that we were selling to were the department stores, so many of which are gone now. So back in that day, the featured customers would have been people like Garfinkel's and I. Magnin and B. Altman. In the 1980s, we developed Tiffany as a customer. And Tiffany had a second floor that was very eclectic. They were experimenting a lot. And during those years, they wanted products that we were able to make, and we made them one after another. And so much of the graphic image business was built for that single customer. Later, those same products went out to other customers as well. That was followed by an advance into leather goods, because the products that we made for Tiffany, the leathers we used for Tiffany and everybody else, were quite expensive. They were unique, and customers wanted more products in them. So throughout the 90s, we slowly inched our way into other types of products that got away from books. And that's been an evolution now over the last 25 years. Our pursuit of products that we knew our customers wanted to sell was our guiding light for much of what we did. The leathers we chose was our own sense of following the fashions and the leather shows that we would visit across Europe. That followed a process where at one time with our customers directing us, and it turned around to we were directing them. I think the diversity of what we do here is unlike anything anybody in the world is attempting to do. The diversity comes from 2 places. One is in the customer base. We cater to a very wide range of customers that begin with a higher-end stationary individual to one that shops at the most premier stores in the world. That means that we need materials that can accommodate both those kinds of customers. We will buy the top leathers out of Europe. We will also seek to buy materials that can favor a lower price point but still stand as a very dignified product. The other type of diversity is the range of products. And the range of products is one thing for a company that buys them all offshore, but we're making them here. So if you walk through our factory, you'll see everything. You'll see bookbinding in one area, you'll see handbags in another area, wallets in another area, picture frames, letterpress stationery. Well, people who come to visit us, they look at the factory and they just don't understand how we could be involved in so many things, and how do we keep track of it, and how do we manage it all, and how do we learn all these different things. And the answer to that question is that this company was not conceptualized in 1977 to go into all the things we ended up going into. I follow a philosophy of walking through the open door. And the open door is, what does my customers want to buy? What can I make well? Where can I do something that somebody else can't? So throughout the last 35 years, we added products. We added ability to make certain products. And eventually, when you start accumulating all that amounted to, It was a wide diversity of products that included everything from letterpress printing to making handbags. Throughout the 80s, as the department stores disappeared, new stores emerged, and we had our run with them in the 90s. Now we're talking more lifestyle stores. These were J. Crew, these were Eddie Bauer. More evolution came about as we entered the 90s, and the true luxury market was starting to be something that was really noticing us. The customers like Bergdorf Goodman and Neiman Marcus, now we'd been a fixture in their store for 25 years, and the brand was getting better known. Throughout the beginning of the 2000s, most of our efforts were solidifying that base, and then, along with everybody else, 2009 came, and a recession. With the recession, we were determined to come out on the other side as a company that was ready to pursue a whole host of new directions. We recognized that and thought perhaps paper might not be as opportunistic future as it had been in our past, and we made the decision to go into handbags. I came in one day to work, and I said to my sister Carol, who's the co-owner of the company, GiGi. GiGi is going to be the name for our handbags. We introduced the business originally to our core customer, all of whom bought it, and soon thereafter we really gained the attraction of the styled handbag stores. GiGi has chosen a path of providing something Graphic Image always had, which is true value in a product. The handbags we're producing for GiGi right now are a somewhat modest price point that we will continue to do, but we also look forward to entering the real luxury market that Graphic Image already occupies. Graphic Image works among the top retailers in the world, and it's recognized as a product that can sit alongside anybody. We attend the leather shows in Europe every year, and while great product can be made anywhere in the world, great materials only come from a few places. And you can't divorce Italy and France from where you're going to find the finest leathers in the world. We have established relationships with tanneries that produce not for the middle luxury brands, for the very top brands. And we are their customers, we are their friends, and they are partners with us in our pursuit of eventually bringing GiGi to the level that Graphic Image is at, where we're sold in stores that are the apex of the industry.